Good morning, Wrestling Enjoyers. Have you been alright? 'Cause it's time for the predictions video. Yes, a good 12 or so hours ago, yes, the Lunar New Year Restore appeared for 2025. A lovely batch of skins were introduced. A lot of skins, by the way. And some brand new items produced by Facepunch themselves were introduced and reintroduced. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and try and look at all of these skins and try and figure out which of these skins is potentially the best investment for this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. So sit back, relax. I'm going to start yapping. Right, so first things first, Lunar New Year skins. They are holiday themed. Now, some skins do stand out very nicely and very likely might retain their value in the future. But please be aware, when it comes to holiday themed skins, well, just take a look at last year's Lunar New Year skins and you might notice that nobody cares for them. You know, it's Lunar New Year week right now and nobody cares for them. Sorry to say, but you can clearly see that's down by 62%, that's down by 66%, that's down by 59%. Point made, last year, the Year of the Dragon, some very interesting skins were produced, but nobody cares, alright? Being very brutal and straightforward with you, okay? Now, of course, as I basically said, certain skins that really do stand out, well, they actually managed to actually work out quite alright. But the majority, well, there you go. Yeah, point made? Okay, cool. Right then, so we have some very interesting skins for the Year of the Snake. I will point that out. Some very lovely, standout looking designs. If you appreciate them, by all means, buy one for yourself. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, get them nice and motivated, keep putting nice creative designs to the future. But looking at all these skins, I'm going to remain skeptical. So out of all the skins, we'll talk about the brand new items afterwards. I'm going to talk about the Serpent Temple Sheepman of Double Door first. Now, I know quite literally just last week, we had the Sunken Sheepman of Double Door, and I was skeptical of that. I wasn't 100% sure, because if we see just as many Sheepman of Double Doors as we did last year in 2024, I'm going to worry a bit. But for now, all the non-holiday Sheepman of Double Door skins, they're currently in the positive. But, you know, you might notice the Halloween ones, the Christmas one, they're down in price. Well, you know, we just pointed this one out, and that's doing okay. So, just trying to get that across. That did work out very nicely, and that still did like almost 40,000 subscribers. But the design of it, people adored, people liked, people appreciated. Can we say the same for this one right over here? Well, I don't. It's fine. It's comfy. It blends in very nicely with the brand new wall frame decorations we have. You can even pair this up with the Lunar Rabbit garage door from 2 or 3 years ago. It looks nice. I respect it. It's a comfy looking design. But what price is it selling at once again? Well, we have to bring that up, $3.49. At the very least, I can see that not exactly selling too ridiculously, because there's certain skins here that's, you know, getting a little bit more attention, I guess you could say. But respectively, yeah, I can see this still going below its restore price. But I can't help but assume it will very likely do a very good job of maintaining its price mostly throughout the rest of this year. I can see it working out well. But I am still concerned with the amount of Sheepman of Double Doors that might, you know, be accepted for the rest of this year. At some point, there will be a breaking point. There was a lot, including Twitch drops as well. Got to point that out. So if we end up with another 25-ish skins in 2025, is it going to get to a point where it's going to end up like garage doors and Sheepman of Door skins? They will be accepted. They might do all right for a few days. Then they just go down in price very quickly. Because, of course, there's always more coming in. Brand new skins. I know, just be wary of it, but at the very least, out of all the Sheepman of Doors here, the vast majority are doing very good at the moment, so we will respect that. Okay, so yes, it might do a very good job of retaining its value, but would it actually do a very good job being super nice and profitable? Oh, well, maybe you're just better off with a buy order, and that right there is abnormal. So we can do our abnormal buy orders next Wednesday night, and of course, try and see if we can get them down as fast as possible in hopes of picking these up for a cheaper price in the future. Now, if you've just heard me say that and are completely confused, you're like, what is an abnormal skin? I'll help you out very quickly. If you could go over to my YouTube right now, you'll see I've uploaded this video quite recently, my Rust Skin Abnormal Barders for January 23, 2025. Consider watching the first 5 minutes of this video, then go to the chapters, scroll down and skip ahead to the buy orders. You'll basically get the general gist. Abnormal skins are skins that become marketable before the rust or even rotates. We know exactly when they become marketable, so we can figure out prices beforehand, and then, you know, race to put the barders down in hopes of picking these skins up for a cheaper price at some point in the future. Not too hard to comprehend, and I'm sure you'd understand being able to bard these skins before the rust or even rotates means we can get a good, quick glimpse to see if these skins are actually genuinely in demand, and then we can feel a little bit more confident if we actually want to jump in and buy these skins as an investment. Sounds good? Cool, right. So that's the first skin out of the way. What about all the other skins? So by default, I'm going to have to say it. I'm going to have to talk about these garage doors. I'm going to talk about the first one. Clearly, there is good demand, but I'm also very worried about the amount of sales we're going to see by next Thursday. It hasn't even been a full day yet, and this garage door has already got almost 17,000 subscribers. I'm going to give you a very rough estimate. It's going to probably do between 40 to 50,000 subscribers. Is that bad? Well, I did point out how last year we had a sheet metal double door that did quite absurd, subscribers, but it still worked out very nicely. Now, just to quickly point this out to you, if you don't understand why I'm referring to subscribers, I'll quickly point this out. Every single person that purchases a skin will automatically become a subscriber. So if you can consider this, 17,014 current subscribers means the bare minimum amount of people that have bought the skin. There is a problem though. We do not know how many skins they bought each. So it might say 17,014 subscribers. Quite a lot of people probably bought one for themselves, totally understandable, but maybe there's a decent amount of people that might have bought 10 or 20 or 50 or even 100, maybe 1,000, So take that into consideration. Bare minimum sales, 17,000 at the moment. Okay, now you kind of got that in your head. When I sit here and say 40 to 50,000, might be a little bit too much. Cool. So do consider this. We're about to go through the spring months and we are expecting a drop-off with the player counts. So whilst January has kicked off ever so nicely, and February might follow suit with the primitive update being introduced, it is expected that we're going to slowly see the player counts go down. Don't worry, this is a routine thing that happens every single year. We have a bit of a dip during around the Easter time, but then things work out quite nicely as we go through the summer. Summer vacation, kids off, kids out of school, plenty of time to jump into Rust, and hopefully we'll see the jungle biome come out around then, and loads of people will be playing then. So loads more people will be playing in the summer. Prices will go back up again, of course, but Easter dip, what does that imply? Prices are expected to go down with less people playing, less demand for skins. It's not too hard to understand. So this right here, keep an eye on it. It's all subnormal. If you want to make an investment, you don't have to rush into buying it immediately. If you want to buy one for yourself, by all means, go for that. But if you're looking at this and wondering, do I want to buy 10, 50 or 100 of these? Wait until next Wednesday. Do the abnormal barters first. Then we'll see how things turn out. Because I can't help but assume a lot of people saw that and thought, oh, is that a collection continuation to the Neon Dragon Garage Door from the previous year? It's not. It's made by different skin creators. So just want to put that out. So that would be the skin I would consider, potentially the second best thing to keep an eye out for. But it's the amount of sales that I'm very concerned about. Also, garage doors. How many are we going to see being accepted this year? What do you mean? Well, for the past 2 years, we've been seeing a lot. Now, also point out, look at this, how many of them are currently in the positive? In recent times, because it's post-Christmas, prices have kind of improved for some of these skins, and yet still you see a lot of them in the negative. It's unfortunate, but we just get too many garage doors now. So that was like 30 plus that year, the previous year, and then like almost 30 the year before that. Notice all the negative ones, oh dear, oh dear. So it's been 1 month, we've already got 4 garage doors. Do you remember when that one came out and everybody's surprised and thought that looked amazing? Already down by a third in price. Cool! And that also did 37,000 subscribers. Cool! Yeah, there we go. So I foresaw that. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is this very likely will... There will be more garage doors. And those new garage doors might look super cool. Or, Twitch drops as well. That might look super cool. And then people just probably won't feel the need to own these anymore. They'll just probably sell them on the Steam market. So be cautious. A lot of those in circulation can lead to problems. It might be a case of oversaturation. There is the overall quantity of the skin, and then there's genuine demand. If it matches up nicely, the price of the skin holds or goes up in price gradually as time goes on. But if there's too much quantity, well, then you have oversaturation. There's too many skins compared to genuine demand. So that extra stock very likely will get thrown onto the Steam market or third-party sites. And if there's too many people that bought these in excess with a pure intent to sell, they will be competing with each other, trying to make a sale. And unfortunately, that leads to undercutting, and price suffers. And, well, there you go. Then it becomes cheap. Oh, dear. So, yeah, keep an eye on that. And then I'll talk about the third skin, which will of course be this garage door now. Very nice looking design. I will give props to the skin creators. That is Hewick and Irrepella. They also made the Love Arrow Valentine skin. So keep an eye out. Next month, you're probably going to see another Love Arrow skin. Ooh, yes. Anyway, so over to here, looking at you. Basically the same thing as I said with this, just not to the extent of how much that's currently selling, but this is still selling a lot, all right? So this is pretty absurd. This is also absurd, but not as much. Keep an eye on that. Yes, the manga style does look very cool. I will respect that, and it does look very interesting with the snake all wrapped around and looking very sinister. It is very bright. like at night time, it's like, whoa. It really, like, if you look at it during the day and then quickly switch to nighttime, it looks like it hasn't even changed. I just want to point that out to all of you. So if that's interesting to you, all right, cool. All right. But $3.49 this one. It's quite a high price to maintain, and unfortunately, it very likely will suffer. But I do see it maintaining its price, much like the Love Arrow garage door from the past. Whilst that did go down in price in the past, it recovered and rose up in price ever so nicely during summer, during post-Christmas. But when it's not during those times, it goes down. So same thing can be said with that, but a smart barter can always work out ever so nicely. So next Wednesday, because that's abnormal, we can put down the barters as soon as possible, and yeah, you get the idea. Right, so let's look at the other skins. What am I considering now? Okay, this is going to be a bit unfortunate to say, but I don't really have that much faith in the rest of the skins. I'm so sorry, but if I'm going to be brutally honest with you, it's going to probably look a lot like that. Give it a month or so. I'm so sorry. But yeah, you come to me to watch, and we'll figure out like what's looking to be a nice investment and whatnot. But all the weapons, let's just go with that right now. Like some of them do look really good. I will give respect. Over here, the SAR, that looks nice. That looks amazing. I've given it a good look in my Rust rotation video. Feel free to go give that a good look. That looks nice. The M249 looks very nice. I should also point out the first marketable M249 in a Rust in a year. Kolatinsky, Holodno, they did a very good job. Like, by all means, guys, if you like these weapons, go buy them. Appreciate them, all right? But if you're looking at them as investments, it's going to be a little bit funny. Oh, yeah. So I can't help but assume they're all going to go down in price. I'm very sorry to say. Consider this, MP5s, we've got plenty of skins already. Take a look at all the skins that have been accepted recently. I say about 2 years, I should say. And unfortunately, it doesn't look very pretty. Quite a lot of them are still in the negative. Now, you'd see that perfectly fine if it loaded up right about now, but for some strange reason, SEMM's decided to not show anything, so you're going to have to take my word for it. I'm very sorry to say. I don't know what happened there. SARS, we've already had like 4 SARS this year, like the previous week and the week before that and the week before that, and all those SARS skins have already gone down in price. Much like AK-47s, SARS just don't really hold up very well. We might end up with about 30 SARS being accepted this year, and about 3 of them will probably be in the positive, and all the rest of them will go down in price. Very sorry to say, but it's like an inevitability. M249s, how often do you even get an M249? Where's the justification to actually have skins for it? Okay, well, do take that into consideration. Okay, and then if you could see it right now, all the M249 skins, they're not exactly holding up very nicely. Oh, there you go. Yeah, all right, point made. There you go. That loaded very quickly, but there's not that many skins. But yeah, they're not exactly holding up very well. No. Yes, so we got that point across. The bow might be interesting, though. All right, at the very least, I should point it out, next month, Primitive Game Mode being released, and we are well aware that there's going to be some restrictions based on you can't like run around with the weapons as much, in terms of pretty much every single gun is going to be restricted, banned. Only the revolver and the water pipe. But you cannot make ammo, you have to find it, you have to loot for it. So revolver bullets and, water pipe ammo, I mean, it might be super valuable, but if you can only shoot twice, is it any good then? Lots of people are most likely going to be sticking with bows and crossbows and the brand new 4-shot mini crossbow. Yeah, so bow skins might go up in price because, well, there's, more usage of the bows, therefore more demand for the actual skins. Justification. So, cool. Take that into consideration. Maybe that does work out quite nicely, but still, by default, I'm not super convinced. Just being straightforward with you. Okay, cool. So that was all the weapons, basically. Yep. Oh, and then, of course, Chinese Lantern Double Barrel Shotgun. I mean, hey, it's funny, it's cute, it glows in the dark. Oh, no. So, yeah. Consider watching my Rust rotation video. Look in the chapters. You can skip ahead to this skin in particular. Yeah, it's like super noticeable. It's super noticeable. So I'm not sure if everybody's going to be super happy about that, but it is funny. As a gimmick, it's pretty funny. Run around with that in a group of people at night time. Who cares? Just enjoy yourself, right? But it's not exactly selling that much. Maybe it could potentially work out as a silly little investment. I don't think so. Plus double barrel shotguns in general. You take one quick look at this and what you see. Yeah, oh no, what happened there? Not much. Not much. Yeah, so that's not looking like it's going to work out very well either. Sorry to say. So, yeah, weapons I don't really have that much faith in. Why don't we talk about the deplorables, the other deplorables aside from that? So we got this large box and this small box. I'm going to just straight up tell you, with this large box, it looks good. It glows in the dark. The whole thing glows ever so nicely. I am undecided on this one. I'm not fully sure. Maybe it doesn't sell too much at the moment. I could probably say, yeah, it might not be selling too ridiculously, considering all the other skins ahead of it at the moment. But, I can still see it go down in price. There's going to probably be a lot more large boxes this year. It's probably not too hard to comprehend that, but Twitch drops, take that into consideration. Like, look at last year, and you might notice that we did get quite a lot of skins in general, but right now, how are they currently faring? And not all of them holding up very nicely, I'm afraid. Yeah, and then look at the amount of Twitch drops. Yeah, okay, understood. All right, got it. So, Smart Barter, probably the way to go about it. Small snake box, very straightforward, made by Samota. Every single year he makes these Zodiac boxes. They get accepted, they go down in price. As you can see, down 28% from the previous year's Dragon box, and then the year before that, Small Rabbit box, down 20%. They all go down to around $1. So, yeah, Smart Barter, probably, I don't know, like 70-cent barter to 90 cents maybe. We'll talk about that, of course, next Wednesday, but yeah, that's not going to be profitable. I know there's a set of them, but people just don't seem to care enough about them. Very straightforward answer, so okay, cool. And then we could talk about the clothing, so let's go ahead and talk about that. The bandana is interesting. It blends in very nicely when you wear it with the brand new snake mask. Consider watching my rust rotation video to get a good look at that. Get a glimpse of it, see how it looks. It pairs up nicely because it's like the lower jaw, so that's cool. The skin creator didn't show any images of that, unfortunately, so that's why I suggest go take a look at the rust rotation video. For what it is, it's fine, but an independent single bandana all by itself, how likely is that going to retain interest in its value? Could be a bit of a problem, just going to point that out. Maybe a Smart Barter would be the way to go, understandable, but that is not abnormal. That will not be appearing early Wednesday night going into Thursday morning next week. So you're going to have to just try and figure out if you like it or not. And I would probably just stick with Lunar Barter. As of now, that would be my instant assumption. Looking at the jacket here now, well, it's interesting. So, of course, in the past, we've had some interesting jackets that are like capes. They don't have any, they're transparent on the front. And you may recall, we had the Shroud Beanhands jacket, we had the Heavy Knight jacket, we had the Will Neff jacket, and, of course, we had the Berserker Cloak jacket. That's down in price. Wait until the primitive game mode, maybe it changes. And these were given away for free. So I'm sure you can understand. I'm a little bit concerned that this very likely will suffer. It's a bit odd. I will sit here and say that. But hey, I did question this. How big is Rust in China? Is there a big Chinese player base? Consider that. Maybe this will actually retain value because of that. Maybe it grows in, popularity in China at some point in the future. Who knows? I have no idea. But I don't think that'll be retaining its price of $3. I have doubts. We can wait until next Wednesday, look what the sales look like by then. But yeah, not fully convinced there. I could now probably talk about the poncho. It is $3. It is gold. It's got transparency. Now I'm going to go quickly remind myself of all the other transparent ponchos we had the previous year, such as the barbed wire poncho, the gold chains poncho, the lay poncho. Oh, they're all down in price. Every single one. Yeah. So there you go. That's quick. Yeah, it's a bit of a goofy design. Still going to go down in price. I'm so sorry. But yeah, people just aren't loyal to their ponchos, it seems. And we do get quite a lot of them, don't we? So, yeah, if you like it, by all means, buy it, enjoy it, support that skin creator. So they are nice and motivated to keep wanting to put nice creative designs out in the future. But I don't expect it to hold up very nicely. Maybe it doesn't sell too much. Fair enough. But my expectations are still expecting it's going to go down in price. Sorry to say. Right, and then we could talk about the backpack. Oh, yippee, another backpack. Oh, I'm certainly desperate for more backpacks right now. Now, just to quickly point this out to you, there's going to be a Twitch drop backpack in February. That is confirmed. I've seen it. So, look at all the backpacks we currently have. Ever since they first became skinnable, we've had a backpack and a rust store every single week. Do you reckon we're a little bit fatigued? I think we are. It's also got like 2025 on it. Like, in all fairness, it's a perfectly fine looking design for Lunar New Year, but it's got like 2025 in it. I'm not sure if people are going to want to wear that in like 2026 and 2027. Does it really matter? I don't think so. But anyway, by default, I don't expect much of it. There's a reason why it's like third lowest selling out of all the brand new skins. Sorry to say, but yeah, there isn't that much demand. People have already got a bunch of backpacks already. I am a bit questionable with that one, all right? So, yeah, all right. So, I do believe we've gone through all the skins there. That's totally fine. Of course, you can understand I wasn't feeling super confident in pretty much all of them. Sorry to say, but Lunar New Year, this is something you just kind of have to deal with. You expect it, and it happens again and again and again. So, all right, there we go. That's why I made a big fuss showcasing last year. Point made. Cool. What about the brand new items then? Well, let's go over to take a look at those. Now, at the moment, I'm not 100% sure how this is currently working. So, of course, we have the Wallpaper pack, we have the Wall Divider pack, and we have the Snake Mask. Now, Snake Mask, every single year we get a brand new Zodiac mask. So, if I could just quickly hop back over to here, I'm going to need to look at the previous Lunar New Year items. And as you can see, we've had, how many different masks so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so we've had 6 masks so far, but with the previous 5, Dragon Mask is down a price, initially sold at $6.49. It was reintroduced last year for the Year of the Dragon, but yeah, it didn't really help it out. So yeah, it's down a price. Rat Mask, well, it appears that everybody likes to dress up like a rat and act like a rat. Who would have guessed? $26. Sold at $9, $26 now. Well, there you go. And then we have the Ox Mask. Now, this came out during the offline TV era, so early 2021, when all the biggest Twitch streamers were playing Rust on that big server. Yeah, this sold quite a lot. But as time has gone on, it has slowly improved with its price. But yeah, sold at $6.49. Now it's selling at $4.55. And then Tiger Mask, nothing really wrong with it. Sold at $6.49. It's currently selling at $5.56. And there's only 16 of these in the Steam market. That's the weird thing. And yet still it's down in price. So then we had the Rabbit Mask, and that looked pretty cool and interesting. That almost doubled in price. Why? Why this one? Feel free to comment below if you know the exact reason as to why. I mean, it looks nice and whatnot, but how come that went up in price ever so nicely, but the other recent ones didn't do so well? Yeah, you get the point. So it's a bit 50-50. Snake Mask does look pretty cool. I've already made a short video. Go take a look at my YouTube right now. I'm a snake. If you're going to walk around doing that, then yeah, you'll probably have fun with it. It does work out very nicely with the Reptile Hunter set. I'm not joking. Go give it a good look. It looks quite nice. So that's a consideration. But yeah, you're going to have a lot of people probably saying that in Rust now. Sorry, but yeah. Okay, so it's very 50-50. We can wait until, of course, next Wednesday. It is abnormal. By default, every brand new item that's introduced to Rust, if it's in the Rust store, it is going to be abnormal. You can see the link right there. I think I'll just try and do like a $1 barge or a $2 barge, and I'll see what happens. Done that with all the previous masks. I've bought quite a lot of them in the past, and it worked out quite nicely. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Right, let's now talk about the Wall Divider pack. Now, to get a very good look at it, please consider watching the Rust rotation video. How many times have you said that this video? Well, I mean, I showcased it very nicely. Consider it. Anyway, these do look nice. And I don't know if there's going to be some sort of exploit that could be figured out with these, but don't be surprised if something like that happens. Just going to point that out. Anyway, you can actually hang your Chinese lanterns on these, and it does look very nice, very comfy. For the servers that aren't like PvP oriented, maybe some nice casual servers and whatnot, I think these are going to be appreciated quite a lot. I think these might work out ever so nicely. Consider, festive garlands. Those worked out ever so nicely, but then again, they do give off light for free, so that's kind of a nice benefit. These right here, purely for like a role players type of thing, it might go down in price, and I wouldn't be too surprised by that, but at some point in the summer, maybe it rises up in price quite nicely during then. Don't be surprised. But yeah, will that dip in price over the course of the next couple months? I kind of wouldn't be surprised. I will most likely just stick with Dunabarda, but who knows how many of these have been bought, because with these being made by Facepunch, we can't look at, there's no workshop page. So we can't see how many actually bought it, no subscriber counts, for example. Ooh, well, there you go. Same applies to the Snake Mask, so consider that. It does look nice, but is that enough? And then we have the Wallpaper pack. Now, this is obviously something completely new, and it definitely kind of gets me in a position of trying to think about like what might happen from here. Are we going to get a Valentine's Wallpaper pack, an Easter one, a Halloween one, a Christmas one, Rust birthday one? Don't know. I certainly would like if they did some sort of community event. Maybe it might have to be on Twitter or something, where people could submit like their funniest screenshots of videos of what happened to them, in 2025, for example, and they'll probably pick out the winners, and then it could get artists to do like a stylized version of each of what happened, and then they could release it as a wallpaper pack. That'd be cool. And if you get the community to get involved by voting and whatnot as well, I mean, that's even better. So that's for you, Face Punch. That's a consideration. Anyway, this right here. Here's an interesting thing. Will this be reintroduced next year? Or will we get a different pack next year? I don't know. But would they add more wallpapers every single year? Take that into consideration. Same thing could happen to this as well. In this wall divider pack, they have quite literally a snake-themed wall divider. If you've seen this already, you know what I'm talking about. Will they add a horse one next year? And then a rooster one the next year, and yeah, all the other animals when it's their year. Take that into consideration. It might have extra value as time goes on. So, all right, we'll see. Anyway, I'm not sure if we're going to see more wallpaper packs for each season, each celebration, each event. But, hey, we'll see. As of now, it is quite expensive. But with the wallpapers we currently have, none of the other ones were tradable, were they? It might be like Pokemon cards. It instantly go up in price after it's been, in sale and whatnot. Hey, who knows? I can see it working out quite nicely. How often do people want to put down wallpaper in their base? How many of these will actually be bought, considering the price? And now, as we kind of wrap this up, I will ask you, with the amount of skins we saw being submitted for Lunar New Year, could there be a week 2? Because next week it's the last roster of the month. Is it going to be normal skins? Or much like how we were surprised with Halloween last year and Christmas last year, where we got an extra week of it, we got 3 weeks of Christmas and Halloween. Are we going to get a big surprise and have 2 weeks of Lunar New Year? Now, if I could just quickly hop over to here. Lunar New Year submissions. This collection is set up by TGG, that German guy. 175 skins were submitted. And today, 14 skins are accepted. There's still a lot more skins here that could potentially be accepted for another roster. Maybe Face Punch would just probably sit there and say, go on then, why not? And why not? It could happen. So that probably could mean that the items would have 2 weeks in rush stores, and maybe they might sell a little bit more. Be cautious, and we shall see. I have no idea. Last year, the Lunar New Year rush store for 2024 stuck around for 2 weeks, but they didn't change it, did they? Do you remember that? Yeah, that happened. So we'll see what happens, I guess. We shall see what happens. Now, let's talk about some interesting details with the reappearing items, the reintroduced items. So, who managed to sell their Dragon rocket launcher, huh? I gave you the warnings over the past few weeks. I've been yapping, talking about how the Dragon rocket launcher very likely might be reintroduced. Lo and behold, it was reintroduced. At one point selling for about $14. Now it's gone all the way down to just about $7. Give it a little bit more time, it'll go even lower. Because right now you can buy this for $5.49. And looking at those borders, now, a lot of people did sell to those bilders that were much higher, of course, and when this first reappeared in the rush store earlier, I can't help but assume a lot of people saw the bilders that this was at earlier, like $9-ish, and they probably thought, if I could just quickly go buy some now, by the time the cooldown ends next week, I could just instantly sell them to the highest bilders and maybe make some profit. So, point I'm trying to get across is, do not be surprised if it goes all the way down to about $5 by next Wednesday / Thursday, depending where you are in the world. So, yep, I've given you a warning there. But yeah, if you didn't sell, you took the risk, and well, there you go, you lost out. It's unfortunate, but I definitely did warn people enough. If you didn't listen, well, I mean, sorry, I did put out the warnings. Anyway, could the Dragon rocket launcher potentially go up in price? Even though we've kind of got the idea that this very likely is going to be an evergreen Lunar New Year item that's going to get reintroduced every single year. What do you reckon? It is, well, the best rocket launcher. It was made by Face Punch themselves. It has a very unique, interesting design. The smoke, the sound, unique as well. So, what do you reckon? Yes, it did drop down in price from its peak, but could it potentially climb back up to it again? Could it, at the very least, climb back up to $10? What do you think? Feel free to comment below. I think it could happen. I think you could just go buy some and just hold on to it, but it would be a long-term investment. You would have to wait out at least till the summer for it to probably actually become nice and profitable. We shall see. It's not something I'd guarantee, though. I'm not fully convinced with that, But what I am reasonably convinced with is this right here, because this has been around for years, and routinely every single year, even though it's reintroduced and drops down in price all the time, it always climbs back up again. So right now, as we look at this in terms of dollars, lowest listing is $4. Last night it was about $5, $6. Yep. Now if I look at sales history, we've been through this routine every single year. Sorry about that, I clicked the wrong thing. Right. So let's just look at the past few years, and I'll get this point across very, very nicely. So back in 2021, this was reintroduced, and it went all the way down to about like just under $3. And then as time went on, long term, remember this, it went all the way up to $6. So after about 8 months, all the way up to $6. And reintroduced again, so it goes all the way down the price, went down to about $2.50, and then whilst this one didn't go up in price as high compared to the previous year, it still went up to $5. So here is about $2.50, here is about $5, it doubled in price still, and then was reintroduced. There you go, $2.50 again in the summer of that year. It then went all the way up to about almost $6, $5.50 basically. And then, of course, last year it was reintroduced, and around March, April time, it reached a low point of about $1.90, so just under $2. But from here to here, about a week ago, it tripled in price. Long term. This was a long time. But from what we can see and learn from here, whilst it was reintroduced, it didn't reach its low point until around spring, Easter time, March going into April. So maybe you're better off with sticking with a buy order. Or, you know what, you could just buy some. Yes, the price might still go down a fair bit, but if you're more than happy to just sit on it and wait a good 10 months, well, look and see what happens here, and look and see what's happened in the past. It's a routine thing that keeps on happening. All right, I wouldn't buy tons of these, but it's definitely something to consider. And compare that with the Dragon rocket launcher, I feel a lot more confident with that because it's happened many times in the past. There you go. Now, here's a funny thing. Yes, we've had some reintroduced items, of course, and I'll just quickly showcase all of them to you. So the fireworks, lantern, of course. We also had the gong. We had the New Year spear. Very nice to see that again. And, of course, the knocker. But something hasn't been brought back for a very long time. All right, and I'll show it to you right over here very quickly. So whilst all those things reappeared, this sky lantern has not been brought back for 3 years. It was introduced for one single year back in 2022. It was not brought back in 2023. It was not brought back in 2024, and it wasn't brought back in 2025 today. Okay, so what gives? Don't know. It's just discontinued. Technically speaking, you might sit here and say it's rare. It's not there. Whoops. I should have had the link there. Don't worry, it's here. Ta-da! Right then. So there's only so many of these that were bought. There's only so many of these that are listed. And, well, could it simply go up in price simply because it's rare? Rare? I don't definitively know how many of these exist, but I can't help to assume, with it only being available for one Rust store a few years ago, there probably ain't going to be many more being listed anytime soon. So, for your consideration, what do you think happens to Sky Lantern from here and now? Will it ever be reintroduced? Or, with Halloween we have the Scarecrow, with Christmas we have the Christmas lights. What do you reckon happens next? It does have a functional use. You can hide an item on it and then light it up and let it fly away. If someone shoots it down and grabs what's inside, it can move stuff around, but weird, unconventional way, I guess you could say. It's a silly novelty thing, but yeah, point made. It's rare, and it hasn't been brought back. So what you do with that information is totally up to you. There you go. Right, anything else to point out? Well, we've just had Lunar New Year. I should point out Valentine's is going to be next, and we've had a few skins already been submitted. Anything else? No. All Valentine skins have to be submitted by February 3rd, so yeah, keep an eye out on that. Lots of pink stuff is just around the corner. And then we also happen to have Twitch drops. Here we are. So I can confirm to you, we have 4 AK-47s, a SAR, I know a Thompson's being worked on, a grenade skin, and we've just seen a tiger bearskin rug, and I think that's everything I'm currently aware of. Yes, there's still a lot more skins, but yeah, as of now, that is what we're expecting for the February Twitch drops. There are still going to be more though, alright? You can see the tweet just over to here. It's linked in this collection. I'll link this collection in the description of this video, and the the Valentine's contest collection, both set up by TGG, by the way. And you can see that all of the people listed there. Very nice, very cool. So yeah, that's all kicking off February 6th to 16th. Alright then, so that's pretty much everything I'm fully well aware of. Cool. Will there be a Lunar New Year week 2 next week? We shall see. 30 plus minutes. Well, there you go. There's a lot to say. I'm so sorry. I thought I was going to be quick with this. No. But, yeah. This was focused and talking about what I was feeling confident in. If you want to go see nice showcases of the skins themselves, you're more than welcome to go ahead and watch the rust rotation video. But wow, I was not anticipating that. I'm so sorry. But there's a lot of skins, a lot of items to talk about, a lot of information. Let's look forward to, not next week, but the February Force Wipe, the primitive update. Let's go ahead and see, will bow skins, crossbows, salvage swords, long swords, combat knives, will they start to be appreciated a lot more? Will we see those skins rise up in price? If you're curious about that, hop over and take a look at my YouTube. I have a little video over here where I talk about exactly that. And also the cooking update on the horizon. The fridges, instead of just being a silly little role player item, they look like they're going to probably become a necessity. Yes, you're going to need to keep food in fridges now to make sure it doesn't rot. That's an update on the horizon, but simply knowing about that, you'd consider, well, I assume maybe fridge skins will go up in price because people will feel the need to use fridges a lot more now. Makes sense, there's justification there, and you can watch the video to totally understand all of that. Cool, and so thank you very much for watching me today, I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck with you and your investments, and that's it. So catch you later, saying goodbye.